I'm kind of new to this, so don't judge me. But hi, I'm Dee, and I've been promoting the Guilty novel, which will be coming out in February. So I'm really excited because it was actually the pre-selling is now available on Amazon, so you can pre-order it. I meant to say pre-order, not pre-selling. So you can pre-order it, and what's great about this is you can see kind of where I'm at in the whole process. So right now, if you were to go to Amazon, you would see that it's 72 pages, but obviously it's not done yet. So it's not just 72 pages, but that's where I'm at. But I think what I'm going to do is just continue to upload it each time. I'm like 5 chapters in each time, so you can see. And then when the time comes, when it's time for it to go live in February, you'll see how many pages it is. So I'm not putting a number on it. I'm just writing, and it's gonna just be whatever. But right now it's 72 pages, about 20,000 words right now. So I guess today I want to maybe read a chapter for you. Um, like I said, I'm kind of new at this. So I'm going to read a chapter so that you can kind of see where it is. The podcasters had talked about chapter 8, so I think that's what I'm going to read to you guys today. I'm not really sure how long it's going to be, but for those of you who like audiobooks, I guess you'll appreciate this. All right, so it's a little dark in here. Should I turn on the light? No, it's okay. I think I can see. All right, so this is chapter 8. It's called The Father. Scott was a lucky man. He had a beautiful wife, 3 grown children, and a superb job, where he was paid handsomely for his skills. Scott inherited the family business, which dealt mainly with real estate investments. Many revered him because he was smart and kept his promises. Carrie, his wife, was adored by many. She was equally brilliant and had a business mind, so Scott often relied on her for her opinions. He was viewed as harsh, while Carrie sometimes added the soft touch required when dealing with the clientele in the family. It was her idea to give Thomas the position in the firm. The brat was actually good at delegating and closing real estate deals. Ashley, his middle child, held a prominent role in the firm with her position as a real estate attorney. Robert, the eldest child, chose a different path by not working at the family firm but pursuing his criminal law degree. Criminal law was a solid career path, but Scott wished to hand the business down to Robert. He was the most worthy of the position in Scott's eyes, with his intelligence, charisma, and integrity unscathed by the privileges he was blessed with. The sudden vibration of his cell phone brought him back to the present. He looks down at the screen and briefly smiles. It is his friend of many years, Tony Amaru. Tony also happened to be a professor at Robert's school. To the naked eye, Tony and Scott had very little in common, but to those who knew, they knew. They were as thick as thieves, and Scott greatly appreciated his friendship. Tony was a true friend, not just his friend for what he could give him. Tony helped Scott to embrace his legacy back when he was in his 20s. And then it goes into a flashback. So I just realized this is like 10 pages. I know you guys are not going to stick through all of that. And I have to like do my research to see what works and what doesn't, as far as like I don't know. I'm not a social media guru. I don't know if it's normal to sit here and read 10 pages of your book. um, but I feel like if I started a chapter, I would kind of have to finish it. But 10 pages is a lot. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to sit through all of that. Alright, so I'm going to read the flashback. How about that? And then I'll just break up this chapter into little pieces. Okay, so I'll do that instead of like doing 10 pages straight through. Okay. Scott jumped into his green Honda Civic and tried not to speed. It was their study date night, and Scott wholeheartedly looked forward to these nights. Not only did Natasha encourage Scott's study habits, but this was also their only opportunity to see each other out of school. Natasha's parents had stringent rules and seldom allowed her any free time. They had high hopes for her future and wanted her to pursue law. They were both blue-collar workers and never went to college, which explained the pressure they often put on Natasha. This was understandable, and Natasha did not rebel because she knew their constant force was out of love. They wanted a better life for her, a more leisurely lifestyle than they endured. Scott approached the coffee house and gleamed, not because he found a good parking spot, but because he saw her. She was beautiful, with her caramel skin, long wavy brown hair, plump, full lips, and voluptuous body. Not only was she stunning, but she was also brilliant, with a bright future in law. They started dating in secret during their senior year in high school. It wasn't Scott's idea to keep their love under wraps. Natasha hated the spotlight and didn't want public opinion to affect their relationship. Scott was Mr. Popularity, while Natasha was invisible and unimportant to the student body. It's better this way, Natasha would say to Scott. Of course, when she got to college, her identity changed, and none of that mattered. Sitting in her favorite corner, Natasha skillfully moved the pencil between her fingers as she read, looking deep in thought. He tried to see what she was reading and caught a glance. History. Terrific, Scott thought, sulking briefly. He hated history. He felt it was boring and served little purpose for what he wanted to do in his future. As he continued his gaze upon her beauty, it was as if she felt his presence. She looked outside the glass window and smiled, waving Scott to come inside. He willfully obliged and parked his Honda. Hey, babe, Natasha exclaimed. What took you so long? She asked with a playful frown. I'm sorry, babe. I had to file some papers for my dad. You know how he is. He thinks I must learn the grunt work before learning the family business, Scott mutters in a mocking tone. You gotta start from the bottom to the top, babe. All the great ones are great because they know their craft inside and out. Just be patient and do what your dad says. Natasha gently caresses Scott's brow. This is how Scott knew he was in love. Natasha never judged him and always looked at the positive side of any situation. She was also not superficial and did not care that he came from money. It was a non-factor. She always footed the bill when they went out, even if he caught the waiter and paid first. Scott leans across the table and takes her chin, pulling her closer to his face. I love you, baby. Natasha gasped briefly, but quickly replied, I love you too, Scott. They both sat in silence, gushingly staring into each other's eyes. This was the first time either of them said those words. They glanced at each other again, then synonymously looked down and flipped through their textbook pages. I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to continue. But yeah, so that was a flashback scene, and Scott is the all-powerful father. This is all about him. It talks about his past, and later on in the book, it's gonna go back into this story that you're about to hear. So it's gonna get a little bit enticing if it hasn't started getting there yet. But I'm going to cut this video short because, like I said, this is my test, and I will put up another video tomorrow continuing the flashback. Alright, thank you for stopping by, and feel free to leave a comment, and like and subscribe. Thank you.